Sam, don't be afraid. I will not leave you alone tomorrow. Let your hands talk in the ring.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Taville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some more news concerning Oleksandr Usyk. And Usyk, once again, responds to reports that he was stopped by the #1 ranked heavyweight in sparring. Okay. We know Martin Bakole'S has said again and again and again that I stopped this guy, I stopped that guy, I stopped a lot of people. I did this, I did that. Okay. And Usyk has responded. He said he sparred Fury, Joshua, and Usyk and held his own each and every time. He stopped Usyk in sparring, so why would he not think he could beat him? In fact, it's a fact. I mean, have you ever heard Usyk saying it never happened? Okay. Now, we heard Martin Bakole'S say that recently, a couple weeks ago, right? And it has added to speculation that Usyk is weak to the body and has seen opponents targeted, most notably Danny Dubois in that fight, very controversial, okay? And Usyk has said that people shouldn't believe everything that they hear, okay? And this is what he said, quote, he said, people can make up different stories, but people shouldn't necessarily believe everything they hear. Do not forget that boxing is not only a sport, but it's also a show. Therefore, many want to draw attention to themselves for PR or other purposes. And those are the words of Oleksandr Usyk, and let me counterpunch. He said people make up stories, but people shouldn't necessarily believe everything they hear. Do not forget that boxing is not only a sport, but it's also a show. Therefore, many want to draw attention to themselves or PR or other purposes. Now, let me counterpunch. You know the strange thing about how he answered it? He never said no. This didn't happen. He said, well, you can't make up, you shouldn't believe everything you hear. And if I was to guess, people, he's pretty much answering those questions like Jarrell Miller answered the Tyson Fury, got beat up, knocked down 7 times, and then sent home packing. You guys remember that back about 5 or 6 years ago when Jarrell Miller, that has everything to talk about everybody, but then when Tyson Fury said, I dropped him 7 times and he was no good for me, so I sent his ass home. And you remember when they asked him, he was like, you believe everything you hear? You believe that, a donkey has a foot in his ass? You believe that too? Or something like that. He said something kind of funny or weird, or kind of talked around the question or the answer rather. And it made you think like, well, wait a minute, is Usyk doing the same thing? Now, you could say he's saying don't believe everything you hear and things of that nature, but they make up different stories. So, but, people shouldn't necessarily believe everything they hear. But he never said what happened in sparring. I just find that strange. You know what I mean? So I'm really led to believe, hey, what he's saying is true. Yeah, people do talk to bring attention to themselves. We know that's why Martin is doing it. We know he said that's why he was doing it. He said, listen, I'm talking about these fighters because I need some promo. I need some PR behind me because I can't get these guys in the ring with me. And I know I did this to this guy, and I know I stopped that guy, and I know I stopped this guy, and I did all that, but I want to fight these guys to show that I'm the best because it's hard for me to get a boxer in the ring. So now I have no other choice but to say what I've already done in sparring when I put hands on these guys and what happened when I did do so. So it's strange. Now, you could see and hear like, oh, man, he did say, it is a show and it's a sport and people making stuff up. You shouldn't necessarily believe everything you hear. But, if someone said that they stopped you in sparring, first thing would have said, no, that didn't happen. Not this stuff. Oh, people make up all kind of stories, man, but people shouldn't necessarily believe everything they hear. Do not forget, boxing is also a show. A lot of people want to draw attention to themselves, but at the same time, yeah, this sounds good from Usyk. It does. But is it very transparent? And a lot of people may say yes, but then I wouldn't say it's not. I don't think it's transparent enough. I would have felt better how Usyk responded to this hey, no, that never happened. He got some good shots on me, something specific. Yeah, he caught me to the body, and I felt that. I paused a bit. He did hurt me in there, but he never stopped me, and he never dropped me. That ain't never happened. He's a liar. He just wants to bring attention to himself. That's how you answer those type of questions, not the way he answered it. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Oleksandr Usyk's response to Martin Bakole claiming that that's why Usyk hasn't said anything. He hasn't denied it. Well, now he kind of has. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!